penguins. Hi everyone, and welcome to Friday. I just got crowd control set up for tonight. I'm going to be doing Subnautica crowd control against my better judgment. I had a lot of people asking for Subnautica crowd control while I was playing the game, and I was like, listen, I can't even possibly consider this until I've finished the game. Well, now I have finished the game, and folks would like to see it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm willing to do one, and exactly one, Subnautica crowd control stream. So I got it set up, seems to be working. Chaz has control of it. Chaz is out of town, obviously, because everyone's gone for Thanksgiving, but he will still be at the stream tonight and should be able to, control things remotely, which is really, really helpful. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. This morning I went and got Mal and brought her over to do her painting. She's a few streams into Kaboom and Sparkle, which is a really cool project. She's doing two horizontally and inverse colored paintings, and they're really, really cool. So if you haven't seen those, I'm getting those posted onto the VOD channel as quickly as I can so you can watch them, but it's really cool. She's still in the process of working on them, but it's exciting. Today, I'm mostly going to be looking forward to doing that. I have a few other errands to run, so I got to leave the house and take care of some things. And then try and get a nap in today, because last night was one of those weird nights where, your body, jolts you awake, 50 times every 10 minutes. Some of you know what I'm talking about, where, you're asleep and then you're like, huh, meh, meh. Why does this happen? Don't know. It doesn't happen to me very often, but when it does, it means you really do not feel rested the next day. So I'd like to get some sleep, a little extra sleep today if I can. So I'll try and make that happen. Okay, so today has actually been crazy. Really, really crazy. And I wanted to briefly talk about it because you need to know how crazy this was. I say I've been running errands. I've really been running one errand, one really long, stupid errand. And what happened is, it's the end of the month, it's time to pay rent. We got an email from our landlord from a different email address, not his normal email address, a different email address. And it was like, hey, I have had email and banking security issues, so please now send rent to this address. And it's a completely different bank from a completely different email. And I'm like, so this is red flag city, oh my God. So I was like, well, I could call him. That's one thing I could do. I guess there's always a chance that someone has stolen his number or something, but that's not super likely. And I called him and nobody answered. So there was no response. And I was like, okay. So I went into our lease agreement and I was like, is there a physical address? And there's a physical home address. And I was like, okay, physical home address. It's not terribly far. I'm going to drive out there and see if he's home. And if not, I'll leave a little message on the door that's like, hey, call me about, what's going on. I drive out there and no, it looks like no one lives there. The front door is glass and I can look into the house and it doesn't look like anyone lives there. And you can hear the smoke alarms chirping, which means that no one has been there for God knows how long. And I'm like, cool, okay. What are even my other options? So I was talking to some other folks about what to do, and they said, well, why don't you go to the old bank and see if the account has been closed? And I was like, that's reasonable. So I went to the old account and I was like, if I give you an account number, can you tell me if an account is closed? And they're like, no, we can't do that. But if you were to deposit a check, if the account is closed, we can't deposit the check. They're like, so that's kind of a way that you would know. And I was like, okay. So I got out the check and I was like, I'm going to write a check. And they're like, okay. So they pulled up the thing and they're like, I think your landlord was telling the truth. And I was like, okay, that's a helpful piece of information. So then I went to the new bank, got to the new bank, and I explained all of this to the teller, and they were like, oh my God. They're like, that's awful. I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah. I was like, so I know that you can't like tell me information about the account, but if there's any way to do any sort of verification, anything to like help me have some peace of mind before I like try and deposit rent into this completely new account. And she was like, do you know your landlord's address? And I was like, I sure do. I was just there. So I told her, and she's like, I think this is correct. And I was like, the thing is, everything about this was just red flag city. But it didn't matter, because from everything I can tell, it actually is correct. And you know, that sucks, but it's the end of the month, rent is due. I could probably theoretically just withhold rent and be like, this is sketchy, so I'm gonna wait. But also I don't know, like our landlord could very easily be the type of person to be like, well, I'm gonna take you to small claims court. And would I win that? Probably. But also, is that a headache? Yeah, that's a headache. And there's just enough information now for me to believe that, yeah, this is correct. Does he know how sketchy it is? Like, I don't know. We've had some really wild landlords over the years. This one is the most wild. Definitely, I think, the most wild. Anyway, this took so long. This took so much of my time. It's fine. Oh my God. It's been, you want up here, don't you? Come on up. Yeah, that's my boy. Your head's wet. I just gave him a sink drink. Oh my God. So everything today just took much longer than I thought it was going to take. And in addition to, again, not errand that I ran, it was Black Friday, and both GameStop and Limited Run were doing sales, so I stopped into both of those. Mao has really been anxiously awaiting the re-release of Beyond Good and Evil, and I thought that was coming out in January, but they had it today, and every Limited Run Switch game was 20% off, and I was like, oh, this is convenient, because Mao wanted to pick this up anyway. So now I'm home. I also stopped by and took care of Chaz and Jeff's cats. Now I'm home, and stream starts in, I think, 20 minutes. I just have been going today. It's wild. So I just had a protein bar. I had some lunch earlier. I have a protein bar, and I feel fine. I'm just gonna sit in this chair for like 5 minutes, pet the cat, and then I'll get up, get ready, and get started on Subnautica Crowd Control. Okay, so the good news is, since I've just played this game, I do have like a vague idea of where I am. The starting area is where... Oh, God, what? Jesus! Ah! No! It's so bad! Oh, it's so bad! No! Oh, shoot! Oh, God! Oh, no! Oh, no! I don't know where I'm going. Jeez! Just keep swimming! Just keep swimming! It's gonna be okay! Just don't look up! Don't turn around! Just keep going! Eat something! I'm aware! I'm dying! Okay, no! Just finished Subnautica Crowd Control. I don't think I've ever screamed that much in my life. My suspicion was that by the end I would be desensitized to things, and I was, but the beginning was like horrific. So it's an interesting stream just because of the extremes. Like it's real bad, and then by the end it's like, it's fine. But yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I really appreciate y'all coming out and contributing to the insanity. That I had a really good time. I finished the stream by telling the story about today, and I'm hoping that I even got everything right, and I didn't forget anything when I was telling the vlog earlier. But yeah, today was insane, and it took forever too, right? Because like by the time I got home, it was almost time for the stream to start. So like, yeah, hopefully everything is settled. Hopefully all of the rent stuff is fine. But I don't know. I don't expect to hear back from the landlord. I left a voicemail, asking to be called back, but I don't think I will. My assumption is that in the next few days, if he didn't receive rent for some reason, he would reach out. But this probably was correct, and this was his new account, and he did receive rent, and he won't reach out. And like, okay, I will continue to exist in a world where I have never seen or talked to my landlord. It's fine. It's totally fine. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?